Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Robbie the Painter. I'll be your host today. Yes, I'm Robbie. And first of all, I'd like to thank a few people for coming back and supporting. There's Holly and Terry, and there's Brownie, and there's Vicky, and a special thank you to my brother Kenny, who's probably my biggest supporter. Not probably, he is my biggest supporter. And I love my brother. And he got me this cool shirt for Christmas. Check this out. Hopefully the tag's down. Yeah. Love my brother. Anyway, I've got my colors on my palette. I'll run the colors down below here that we're going to be using today. And I think we're only using 6. We may add something at the end. I don't know yet. But you're probably looking at the canvas and saying, what in the wide world of sports are you doing, Rob? What's going on here? And I did a little short video showing what we did to prep the canvas. So I'll run that right now. So we're ready to paint. I thought we would attempt a seascape today. Yeah, I've only done 1 or 2. I'm not very good at them. I'll tell you that right now. We'll see how this turns out. Hopefully it turns out good. But I want to try to keep it simple. So if it's your first time and I'm not very good at it, we'll both be learning together. And that's the idea. So let's come up here. Let's go into some Prussian blue. Just a little tiny bit of Prussian blue. Oh, another thank you to Holly and Terry. I mentioned them at the beginning. They got me a couple of paint palettes, and I appreciate that. Good friends, Holly and Terry. Okay, let's come up here, and we're just going to add in, I think we're just going to do this. Add in a little bit of streaks, a little bit of color. I want some different colors in the sky today. Okay, and I think without washing our brush, we're going to come into some alizarin crimson. Get a little of that on your fan brush. And just gonna mix with the blue a little bit and create kind of a purpley color. And we're just going to throw some of this in here, in between. And we're leaving this middle alone. I think I've got another fan brush right here, smaller one. We are going to come into a little bit of cadmium yellow. And I think we're going to start out here and just swirl this around. Streak it that way and that way. Okay. That's a good start. Let's grab our 2-inch brush, dry, clean 2-inch brush. We're going to come up here and little circles using the corner of the brush, not pressing very hard. I'm going to stay out of the yellow for the time being. And just want to kind of swirl that a little bit. And then we're going to come across and blend this. Now pressing a little bit harder into this alizarin crimson. In fact, gonna blend a little of this alizarin crimson down into the yellow. And then again, lightly back and forth. I still have a little bit of alizarin crimson on here. Maybe a little more right in here. Kind of a medium color sky today. Not real dark, not real light, kind of a medium. Okay, come back to our 2-inch brush. This is our blender. I'm just gonna blend a little bit of that. Get some cool colors going on with the blue and the alizarin crimson. So you don't want to blend this all out. I've said on other episodes where we're mixing and blending in that. And if you continue to keep blending when you have several colors on here, what you'll end up doing is making one giant color of all the mix of everything you have on there. And all these cool light and dark areas and crimson and purple and blue, that would all disappear the more we blend. So we just want a little bit of blending, and then we're gonna leave it alone. We're gonna grab a little alizarin crimson and a little cadmium yellow. And I'm gonna come in here and streak in some of this orangey color. Okay, let's come up here and I'm just going to grab some of that and pull back and forth. And then lightly. And let's dip our finger right into the titanium white. Let's say the sun is right here. And we're just going to put our finger on here and swirl around. You make your sun as big as you want or as small as you want. Let's grab our fan brush that had some of that purpley color on it from our sky. We're not going to wash it off. Let's go into a little bit of phthalo blue. And let's come over here. We're just going to draw in a little distant mountain. Actually, let's come up here a little higher. I'm using my fan brush, but you could use a liner brush if you want. And we're going to stop right before the sun. We're going to come over to this other side. Come up and stop right before the sun. Gonna come into a little bit of You know what, I am gonna switch brushes. Let's go to our filbert that we had some of this, the white and the yellow. Let's get a little bit of white on here because we've got enough blue I think we can work with for right now. We're gonna come in and retrace our mountain shape with our filbert. Again, stopping right before the sun, underneath that sun area. And just going to bring some of this color from the top. Don't mess up. We want to keep this nice line at the top of our distant mountain. So we'll come right underneath. Let's not mess up that top of the mountain. I'm going to grab a little Prussian blue. Put a couple streaks in here. I'm just going to blend this a little bit. Grab our fan brush that has some of this orangey color on it. Alizarin crimson. I'm going to grab a little more crimson. Come up here and right underneath that sun. Okay, come into a little cadmium yellow. Grab some titanium white with your liner brush. Just giving the indications that the sun is lighting up this mountain. Have some more white. Just mixing it with the brush. Not using the palette knife, I'm just mixing this with the brush. Prussian blue, titanium white. And till we get a color that we like. I want to add, yeah, okay. Maybe even lighten this up. I'm grabbing straight titanium white. So we want this hill to be a distant hill. More titanium white. Add a little detail to our hill. Just the indication of some light areas. Oh, I got a lot of titanium white. So what we'll do is we'll just use it, blend it, move it, grab it and drag it till it looks, you know, you have to stand back sometimes and think about what you're wanting to see. We're wanting to see the sun shine through on the mountain and in this area, and maybe we need to lighten it up a little more. Maybe that'll, it's not looking right to me just yet, so I'm adding quite a bit of white. And I'm just gonna move that back and forth, being careful here at the top where our mountain meets the sky. It's getting better. I'm liking it a little more. I'm going to put white right down the middle underneath this sun, and then I'm going to take it and lightly zigzag back and forth. Not blending at all. Ooh, I like that. Let's come into this Prussian blue, and let's come up here at our horizon line and do the best you can at following that line. We're just going to take Prussian blue and come across. Okay, now that we've got our horizon line drawn across with our filbert brush as straight as we could, you know, if it's close, it'll work. So we're going to come take our fan brush, and we're going to come into that Prussian blue and just bring it down a little farther. And then grab some Prussian blue and some alizarin crimson and mix that up. And that gives us a lavender color. And if you have more blue, it's more to the blue side of a purple or lavender. If you have more red, you get more to the red side. And we're going to bring some of this other color down a little farther. And again, it's hard to see on the black canvas, but we're adding color in, and once we put our titanium white to it, it'll start appearing. The magic will happen. Okay, let's jump into some phthalo blue, a little different tone of blue. And let's put some phthalo blue here in the center and underneath. I want to have a little sand, a little shore, so let's draw that so you can see kind of what I'm doing here. Let's figure out where our shoreline is. Maybe here. And over to there. So we're going to say that the waves are coming in and coming up to the shoreline, which is right in here. Again, I've only done 2 seascapes, and so I wouldn't say I'm an expert on seascapes by any means, but so you can see where our shoreline's going to be. Let's go back into our phthalo blue. The reason I drew that is because I don't want to come down into that if this is going to be our shoreline. We might add some sand in that, so we're gonna have a different color. Let's keep coming down with our phthalo blue down to that line we just drew, and just scrubbing in some phthalo blue. A little more. Okay, that's going to be the end of part 1 of our seascape painting. I'll see you on the next episode. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for spending your time with me. Bye-bye.